when you've been preparing for LLM perspective, especially for the interview from the past 2 to 3 years, what in general trend is about, they're going to ask you the basic set of questions. For example, you said that you're going to choose about, LLM with reference to constitutional law as well as for IPR, both the two separate courses. For constitutional law, I personally suggest you refer to the MP Jain's book. It's a best book for the constitutional law, because you do not know what is the gravity of the level of question they'll be asking you for the same. Got it. So keep that one particular thing in your mindset and please do prepare on that particular thing. Lakshmikant is there, but that is very much in a basic level. You also know very well what is there in Lakshmikant. But in MP Jain's perspective, especially for your interview, that too for an LLM course, it's very much important that you go through it. Brush up all the basics. If I'm not wrong, last year I remember for the fact I made a detailed video on how we need to prepare for an interview perspective for the constitutional law. So constitutional law में जो भी है, for example fundamental rights, DPSP, what preamble, constitution में what is constitutionality, all the important cruxful materials, refer it on a regular basis, and write it down in a sheet, a list of questions what they can properly be asking you for the same. And along with that, even though if it's for IPR also, for the fact what all they can ask you in terms of IPR. It could be patent, it could be in terms of trademark, or what is a copyright, or what could be any kind of generalized based questions you can expect. But don't go so much into depth, it's fine. It's generally understood that while doing up your LLB, for your 5-year LLB course, it is natural that one person cannot know everything pertaining towards LLB 5 subjects, but at least generalized knowledge is very much important, but specialized knowledge is not that much kind of expected, not only for Christ but also for any kind of colleges. Got it. Keep that one important thing. And even I remember for Symbiosis also, I was just telling a couple of students regarding the same thing. Keep a book, write down all the set of pointers, the basic set of questions for IPR, copyright, like for IPR, all the things bifurcate. IPR, you have different sections, for trademark, designs, and so on. So for IPR, keep a separate book, and for constitutional law, keep a separate book. All right. For constitutional law, MPG in book निकाल लो और एक question को subdivide कर दो. What, for example, fundamental rights, DPSP, everything. Now, lateral point, after 20th, they're telling you that, no, see, bro, you have even an entrance exam, you need not worry, because anyway, your preparation is also being going to get compensated for the same. But I personally recommend is about keep a separate book for Consti, keep a separate book for IPR, and keep on noting down all the basic concepts, like all the 1 markers and 2 markers question, which now they can ask you, remember it. And as you've been opting for LLM, I personally suggest you read out all the important articles for constitution. जो भी important articles numbers, you can surely expect an articles question. Which is this particular article, which is this. At least important article एक book में लिख दो. What and all are the important articles. And for the IPR's perspective, remember that you can note down few important couple of sections. For example, that Bobbin and Molly का famous case है ना, copyright में if I'm not wrong. Copyright, there's a Bobbin and Molly's Malayalam Manorama का famous case. And fair use doctrine. Fair use doctrine is one of the most important prominent questions they used to ask for the same. And trademark ke liye, I think if you're able to observe all the recent kind of trending trademark cases, also see. And if they ask you something similar to the copyright songs, I think there was a song recently about that Kantara. Remember that Kantara song? So some kind of subject, Kantara song, which they said that even in Kerala, they said that somebody already had been produced it before. So whenever you're learning it, learn the facts in one side, plus the recent hot topics of current affairs, keep it in one other side. Got it. It should be a parallel comparison of both whenever you're being preparing. Got it. Don't use just from one lens. Current events, facts, current affairs, mix it and study for you. Okay, especially when you're focusing on LLM's perspective. I hope this point is very much clear.
So one more thing, like MP Jain is like very vast in terms. It's like it is almost impossible to finish it thoroughly. So any like, Acha, you have made a video. I'll go through it once again to.
If not MP Jain, go to Lakshmikant. That's very important. Lakshmikant के लिए at least you can refer that. No, Lakshmikant anybody can refer, because आपका वही book था ना, first year, second year, or third year you've been referring for. I remember once I was just taking interview for PhD students last time for law itself. For them basic questions was only asked for them. So Lakshmikant, अगर आपको इतना solid में prepare किया, it's more than enough, because वही तो Lakshmikant है ना, UPSC के लिए सभी they'll be asking the same question, so it's going to be helping you for the same.
Okay, so I have basically questions about IPR that bare provisions are so must in IPR, like covering bare provisions are must. And apart from that, doctrines, what are the questions that could be asked from doctrines? Because we all know that constitution में doctrines are very important, but haven't learned much in the IPR. So
IPR, you've
yes.
learned nefarious doctrine, educational I think if I'm not wrong, it's something like section 52 or something. I'm not able to recollect it. But for educational purposes, I think there are very less doctrines, not much doctrines you have. But if you want, I'll make a video regarding it. Just drop me pin it in the comment section, or I'll just look into it and just let you know.
Yes, sir, please. And sir, one more thing about IPR, that it is
one more
IPR.
Yeah, 1 second. For वही तो हमारा group में ना, I made a couple of 10 episodes for the law students के लिए. If you observe in the NASA.io platform, there is a couple of 10 episodes only for law students. I've just made it. आप तो वही platform है ना, Art of Law Preparation Group. वही तो NASA, you have been registered through NASA.io platform. If you log in back to the same NASA.io platform with same thing, you will get access to 10 of the episodes which have been uploaded. वही वो भी just watch into it once.
Okay, sir. One last thing I'll ask, sir. Like IPR, it is IPR plus and trade law. So, sir, what will be the questions that could be asked from international trade law? Is that international trade law questions will be asked, like GATT and WTO and everything related to that?
Yeah, you can get some kind of question. It depends on the interviewer, because I cannot tell you only this will be asked.